And still see kind of the emotions poured out in what is just a regular season type game that's a little bit elevated. Can you kind of describe what you and your teammates are feeling after this tough loss?
Yeah, I mean, we're sick. I mean, frustrated. Yeah, we just got outplayed tonight from start of the game to end of the game. Just didn't do the job on the loose balls, didn't rebound, didn't get enough stops when needed. They just outplayed us, and it's frustrating. And, it's funny because it's like everybody says this has like the NCAA tournament feel. But after a game like that, and you're sitting in the locker room, you're like, damn, like, motherfuckers ain't graduating. You know what I mean? We play on Monday. So, yeah, it's definitely frustrating. And you got to, take that one on the chin. And we got a flight tomorrow, and we play Detroit on Monday. So I know it has that NCAA tournament feel, championship feel, but shit, I mean, we play in a couple of days. So it's all part of the season. I mean, that's a good question. I just think if you let that, like, we've done some great things to get here, competed against some really good teams and battled, and you can't let that happen for no reason. You know what I mean? So if you allow this loss to roll over, and we got a 4-game road trip coming up here, you got to take care of business and handle it the right way and, celebrate the successes of it, but at the end of the day, this is just like the regular season. It's game 22, 23. Gotta move on.
Front row on the right, Willie, go ahead.
Tyrese, Willie Ramirez, Associated Press. Couple for you. I was watching the monitor after the game. You were making your way through the pack of winning Lakers until you found LeBron. What is it? Can you share with us anything you may have said to you? I know you idolized him growing up. It was just that moment in finding him, seeking him out, congratulating him.
Yeah, I think just, congratulating the team. They did a great job. Everybody competed. I think at the end of the day, it's just one great I'm just talking to a great, you know what I mean? And congratulating him on the win and, moving on. I think that he's shown me love constantly since I've came in the NBA. And obviously I have, for the majority of my life. So, it was great to compete against him and that team, and they're a good team, and earn that win.
One more for you. Obviously, I mean, you're coming off an all-star season last year, and you're putting up some great numbers. People are putting you in the MVP conversation. But just this week, being here, and you mentioned the NC2A tournament feel, right? Is there anything that you felt you've grown in just in these 4 days? Anything you sort of learned about yourself and coming together for this inaugural tournament and leading up to the championship?
I think these games. Sorry. I think they've said like these games have had, a playoff type feel. And so playing against Boston, playing against Milwaukee, playing against the Lakers, just seeing how different coverages are, seeing how teams are going to guard me. I think tonight was interesting. There was a lot of putting 2 on the ball and making me make reads out of it. I had a couple early turnovers, bad ones. But then after that, I don't know what we shot from 3. I don't have it in front of me, but I've 10 for 41 or something like that. We missed a lot of good looks, and that happens. It's a make or miss league, and I think for me, it's just understanding how teams are going to guard me moving forward. And every team doesn't have Anthony Davis and a bunch of 6'8", 6'9" wings, so that there's that as well. But just understanding how different looks are going to come, and this didn't have a regular season feel at all. Like I'm used to playing LeBron. Whatever he plays is 30, 35 minutes. It felt like him and AD never came off the floor. You know what I mean? It was a playoff type feel. So just getting accustomed to that, I think, was really good for me, and makes me want to play in more games that have some meaning to them. So to handle the rest of this season the right way, so I can get to the playoffs and feel that.
Third row on the left. Go ahead, Gary.
Tyrese, Gary Washington, Boston Globe. You guys have won 3 straight before this. This doesn't really count. But if not for that in-season tournament, you guys are a nice little winning streak. People aren't looking at you. With this tournament, do you think the rest of the East and the rest of the league views you differently for the last 60 games? Will you not be overlooked by opponents? Is Indiana Pacer basketball suddenly elevated because of this run?
That's a good question. I don't think that really happens anymore. I think last year we snuck up on teams. Teams didn't really know what to expect, but I think now when you play the Pacers, you know what to expect. You know we're going to run. Better have your track shoes ready. Be ready to run with us, and we're going to score, and the game's going to be up and down. So I think teams know what to expect at this point. I don't think people obviously people didn't expect us to get to here in the championship game, but I think teams are prepared for us. And, we've beaten Boston, beaten Milwaukee. Those are two of the top teams in the East. We play Milwaukee here in a couple of days. They're going to be ready for us. So I think teams know what to expect when we come in the gym, and I don't think anybody's taking us lightly.
Back to the right side,
Hi.
Steve, third row.
Steve Ashburn with NBA.com. The networks and the media have sort of framed these games around you and your rising star. You, meanwhile, have constantly talked about winning and the team. How do you balance those values with the fact this is a star-driven league and people are excited to learn more about you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that's what, like you said, it's a star-driven league. In a world that's so like me, I just want the focus to be on, our group and our team and what we do. I think that it's kind of tiring. I think that the in-season tournament's been really good because it's forced, and us having success has been good because I feel like it's forced the media to talk about basketball and talk about what's in front of you and not have to talk about legacies and all the BS that come with it and talk about basketball. So, I think that's what's been good about us succeeding. And of course there's going to be people have said MVP or All-NBA, All-Star, whatever, like that happens. But at the end of the day, I just want to play basketball and I want to succeed as a team. And I know that team success, individual success comes with that. So I think that's been something that I really enjoyed about our run right now is that it's forced the media to talk about what's in front of them, which is basketball. And I think as a person who loves the sport, I think everybody can appreciate that.
Right side standing. Go ahead, Tim.
Tyrese, you guys have talked a lot about the stretch you had at the beginning of the season. How's a favorable stretch? You need to take advantage of it. Obviously, you had this great run through the tournament. What does it now require for you guys to be able to take this and move forward to have the kind of success you want over the rest of the season to get into the playoffs, sort of, carry this forward the way you guys want it to?
Yeah, I think just paying attention to what has worked for us and understanding that, we can beat anybody. You know what I mean? We've proven that. And I think just ultimately it's the same as always. You go back, watch the film on this game, see what we can learn from that, and just keep growing. Like, that's the great thing about playing 82 games. We play again on Monday. I know everybody thinks that they're like a genius to say that we need to play more defense or whatever the case may be. But that's the great thing about 82 games is, we get time to grow on that. Our offense, we get time to grow on that as well. That's the beautiful thing about the NBA and basketball in general. So I think just keep growing, keep learning, and not viewing the season. And I think it's easy for a young team to look, especially now that we've tasted some success, to look so far ahead and be like, oh, we get by the time of the February, by the time of the playoffs. It can't be that. It's got to be what's in front of us, and you got to understand that. So this game you can be frustrated by. Watch the film tomorrow, but we play the Pistons on Monday, so you got to move on and just take it one day, one game at a time.
Second row middle, Dustin.
Tyrese, we talked a lot about just the possible exposure of this whole thing, but what do you think, I guess, the value is when you're talking about exposing this team to other players and it comes to building this roster? You've talked about recruiting people in the past. Obviously, there's only so much you can do on an immediate level, but what do you think this team has shown in terms of its style of play and how attractive that is to anybody else you might be trying to bring into this team, whether through trades, free agency, or anything in the future?
Yeah, I think it's ultimately just, trust your eyes, trust what's in front of you. I think people see how we play and how fun it looks, and I think that I'm a player that people want to play with. So, that at the end of the day, I can help, and I talk to guys, and everybody talked about USA and all the constant recruiting that goes within USA and stuff like that. But my job is just to play basketball. You know what I mean? And if guys want to come play with Indy, I'm gonna be here. You know what I mean? So I'm waiting whenever guys want to come. But we got a great group of guys in our locker room as we speak, and I'm just focused on that right now. And it's the NBA. There's a lot of moving parts, but I'm focused on the guys in our locker room right now, and continuing on with the season.
Final question, second row left.
Hey, Tyrese, I'll help you move on from the game here. You're the unofficial president of the Brock Pry fan club. Can you just talk about you and Brock's kind of rise right now? You're kind of breaking out right now. He's been breaking out for a while. Can you just shed some light on that?
Yeah, that's a fire question. Me and Brock went to school together. Came into school together. We both started as freshmen, and that's somebody I can really call a friend. And to see what he's doing and succeeding the way he is, that's really cool to see, especially being from Iowa State, where it's not a school that's expected to have this much success at the professional level in any sport. You know what I mean? So it's cool to see my brother do well. And yeah, like you said, from the moment that he started, I always was. I was showing him nothing but love, and it was cool in college. Coach Campbell, the football coach, we used to have like leadership meetings, me, Brock, and Coach Campbell, and we had a book we used to read, and we'd talk about different stuff. So like that was cool, and just seeing him succeed and seeing what he's doing, it means a lot to me, and means a lot to people, our Iowa State fans in general, to see us, guys doing that, and hopefully it's a good recruiting tool for the Cyclones moving forward.
Thank you, Tyrese.